Wanderers, welcome to the Wondering Dutchmen podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by our buddies at Love Excavating.
Today's episode is brought to you by Love Excavating. Listen, when we say that we like doing business with local companies, we mean it. Why do local companies matter? Well, local companies donate to youth sports programs. Local companies hire local folks to work for them. Local companies give when civic and nonprofit organizations ask. And we appreciate Love Excavating for doing everything they can do in the community as a local company. The next time you need demolition, land clearing, or hauling done, don't hesitate. Call Love Excavating today, a local company that is deeply ingrained in this community that we call home. The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from, that's right, Smoker's Lounge.
The Wondering Dutchmen! Yeah! The Wondering Dutchmen! Yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from that friendly place up on the hill, good old Smoker's Lounge. When the light's on, come on in. Unless there's a sock on the door, and keep your happy ass out in the driveway. I am Esquire, and I'm joined here by two handsome devils sitting there across from me, sporting our friends at DuBois County Tire and Supply and the rose-colored glasses. It's our buddy, David Allen Smoker.
Hello.
Sitting over here in the flannel because he got pizza sauce on the old work shirt today, but it looks good. The fact that you worked all afternoon with the pizza sauce on the work shirt is even better because I assume you had pizza sauce for lunch and not morning break. It's our buddy by way of Holland, Indiana, Zachary David Maesner.
Hola.
Fellas, current time, it is December 27th, but when this airs, we have made it to 2025. Welcome aboard.
2025.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wild.
Sure thought we'd have cooler technology by now, like jetpacks or...
Really?
Where
Flying.
the is my jetpack? Remember that song?
No, can't say that I do.
Bob and Tom.
Oh, not a big Bob and Tom guy.
Classic.
Yeah, me neither.
Some people are. Some people that got into it are like
Mhm.
big fans, and those that aren't are just kind of...
I
Yeah.
thought he was talking about that over Christmas break, too. Well, I say Christmas break, last week or so. Oh, when I was down in Tampa, we got talking about Uncle Todd.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
heard him on Bob and Tom, and I'm like, man, those guys still around, huh?
Every day.
They got to be 1,000, ain't they?
Well, there's only... Is Bob left or Tom left? Like, left on the show, like still doing the show.
Oh.
Because Bob retired, didn't
Yes. Bob Kavoyan. Yeah. He,
Now that gal's still there, huh?
Christy Lee.
Yeah.
he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what else is she going to do?
I mean, she's 1,000 too. They've been on since
No.
what, like 1945 or something?
No.
I think they broke the news that
The first show was in Morse code.
Truman dropped the atomic bomb in Japan. Well, Truman himself didn't, but
No.
Yeah.
the old Magnolia Gay flew over and dropped that big old bad boy.
Magnolia Gay.
That was the name of the airplane.
I know. I don't know. Call me
Get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
That little walk down history lane.
Yeah, I like walking.
Walking and talking while big fella researches.
No. we
Anybody
don't-
get anything exciting for Christmas?
Oh, got a pretty nice size sound bar for the buggy over there.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. That's a 39-incher, 10 speakers.
Jesus, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Where does your head go?
Oh, right there in front of it so you can hear.
Oh my
Oh, boy.
God.
Got
gonna-
lights. I always turn
Is
them
it
off.
supposed to? Is it supposed to be like that, or is it supposed to roll up and be facing downward?
No, there's a light bar in the back that you can see from the road.
Oh.
Red, blue, green, yellow.
All
Yeah.
kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I just turned that off. But
Wouldn't it be more handy to mount that on that back roll bar then, so the lights can be more visible?
No, because then it's farther from my head. It's not quite as loud.
You're a
as
selfish bastard in your buggy, ain't you?
It's one of the little things in life that's really all about me. I got all the extra seats for everybody else in the family. But I am the main user of that. Rolled over 900 miles on the way to the grocery store this afternoon.
Unbelievable.
Had it for,
900 miles.
had it for 8 weeks.
God,
I've been in Tampa for 2 of those weeks.
I think mine had.
that's impressive.
I don't think mine has much. I think mine only has 1,400 on it.
I asked Uncle Paul. He's got a one rower that he bought in 2020 during COVID. I said, how many miles you got on that bad boy? He said, just rolled over 1,600. I was like, yeah, just fixing to roll over 900 by this weekend, I'd say. Out of 2 months.
Yeah.
Well,
Putting the miles
That
on
newness will wear off.
I don't know. I love it. Like I just grin like a kid in a candy store cruising around.
I think Dave's mood's been better since
Oh,
he's
yeah.
had it.
Yeah.
I've really not
Knock on wood.
like. I'll see a good looking Harley and be like, man, mine look better than that. But I've ridden that more. Jenna's ridden with me, not for all 900 of the miles, obviously, but I bet at least 500 of them. Wild Bill, he rides with me with most of them.
Yeah.
He's my ride or die buddy. And
Mm-hmm.
big fan. He likes to be able to put his arm on the door.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. That's good. That's good. Now, by the end of 2025, we'll have to make sure Dave's headphones are jacked all the way up because he won't be able to hear.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be the case
Well,
there.
truth be told, that's actually not as loud as the party speaker that I've been strapping in the back seat. But the party speaker's got like a big 12-inch driver on it.
Woofer.
So it's just got a deeper sound. That one's a little bit more high pitched, but
Deeper.
you get going down highway speeds doing 60 miles an hour with that thing in there, and it's not.
I
real.
still haven't cleared my.
It's not. In
You're,
there.
you're terrible.
You know, I've noticed. I've been waiting. You can see the reflection during the episode and the TV there, but not well enough to like read what
That's
you're
funny.
looking at. But I'm waiting for somebody
Yeah.
to.
Like this breast implant menu that that I've had on my history for 2 months.
Yeah, it's
Let's go ahead
okay.
and swipe that off. Real
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's there now. It's almost a part of
quick.
it.
Yeah.
Big fella, anything exciting for Christmas
Man,
for
I was sicker than a dog, and then folks at home, sorry for the episode last week. I sounded absolutely atrocious, I imagine. A lot of sniffling and sneezing and whatnots, but I'm still a tad bit nasally. This one's really hanging on. Like my nose has been running like a faucet the last few days, but everything went great. Got some real cool stuff. New sweatshirts as usual. Got some gift cards and some things. Got a real nice spotlight.
Ooh,
Got a jump pack for my car.
nice.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Real handy things,
Wyatt got a jump pack for his truck.
Good deal. Got to have them. Good to have.
Oh yeah.
But kids made out like bandits. We got keep your eyes peeled for the girls.
Oh, I already warned Papa Frank. I let him know.
Yeah, when you're ripping up and down, which I know you do, mock Jesus down our road. No,
Okay.
He could be the slowest human being I've ever seen drive, which I appreciate that
yeah.
because it keeps the washboards at bay
Mhm.
and it's just a nice road, unlike some of our neighbors.
Yeah.
But the girls they got their e-bike and scooter. They've been ripping it up.
Heck yeah.
Up and down the roads there. And Big Max says he's back in the gaming world. Him and all of his cronies have been Fortniting it up. So,
Yeah, good.
but,
Kids are only kids once.
That's right. So, what about you, big guy? Anything good?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Actually, new Bernie's Mountain Dog coffee mug from the mother-in-law
Nice.
and some other side things. But Janelle and I didn't exchange gifts this year.
Yeah, I got in trouble.
By
The warden
for what?
buying her something.
Oh.
It's always damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Well, usually what my strategy is I'll keep track all year.
Mm-hmm.
Like Janelle will make a little side comment like, oh, I really like that.
Yeah.
Pull up my notes app. So then when it comes to Christmas Day, she's like, oh my gosh, and I'm like, I know, that's wise advice for the gentleman of this
Man, I like
podcast.
that. That's nice.
But
Pass that down to
But
him.
you keep track all year, and then when it comes time, if she's went and bought anything, then you can mark it off the list.
Hey.
Then you got it. We got to 2 weeks out, and I looked at her and I said,
2 weeks out.
honey, I'm sorry, but I'm at a loss for things. You pretty tight-lipped about what's going on, and we got probably a bigger gift coming in June, but I just told her. She goes, no, I went ahead and bought something. So she's like, go get you something. And then I was like, well, I don't know what I want to do now.
Oh, she
Harley.
bought herself something?
Yeah.
Jenna always buys her.
No. This is more related to, like, I wouldn't know what to buy because it's very item specific to what women want in this current state in
Anal
which she
beads.
is. No,
No.
sorry, not that.
Yeah, we're
Did
Not
you
that.
see the video of the grandma that it said grandma won the gift exchange this year, and she opened a box and it was one of those rose toys, like one of those rose toys. You know what a rose thing is?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's got the little
Looks like a rose, and it's got the tongue
little
flapper.
sucker flipper deal on the end, and this one had a big old rope on it that had like another little
So you didn't lose it?
conical thing that potentially could have went in the old rear there or something. She's
you
standing up. Oh, look at grandma! She got this, and everybody's like all the kids were grown, you know, like
Yeah.
you know, like teenager older kids, and they're all like, "What the fuck?" Like grandma has no idea what this is.
That's classic. That is
Oh,
classic. Oh shit. Well, hey, big fella, kind of roll right into what your first wonder is.
Well, so
Real quick before you get into it, is this one of these words that you misspelled that isn't? Because this isn't a topic I would think would be in your wheelhouse.
No, this is. I actually Googled how to spell it,
Oh, okay.
and that is actually the word genealogy.
Correct.
I think we might have delved into this just frequently, just not frequently, but that's not the word I was trying to say at all. But like maybe just dipped our toes in the water back when we were talking about the FBI checklist and like how you didn't really want to do the 23andMe because you didn't want to be like on a like a DNA database and stuff like that. So that is not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
We're not. This is nothing like DNA based or anything like that.
Well,
This is more like
heritage based.
yeah, like Googling
Genealogy.
Googling and
genetics would be what he was worried about.
Yeah. I
well,
was
I mean,
about
isn't genetics the key word or key?
It's
like,
the root word.
but
I
the
would
root
give
word of
genealogy.
genealogy.
Genealogy is the study of the family tree, basically.
Okay, so we had some downtime over the last few days,
Mm-hmm.
and I was kind of like hella bored, and I was just randomly. That's one thing that I like about the Notes app, and I like about like our show notes is like if something pops in my head and I can mark it down or write it down, my ADD brain moves so fast. If I don't mark it down 99.9% of the time, it's gone just as quick as it showed up.
Mark it as a 0.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I immediately, this popped in my head. I was like, there's a lot of people that I know locally with the last name of Masoner that I really have never met because of why. And I thought, what are the reasons behind why I don't know so many of the people that are around here, with my same name? And it's because after further review, I could trace just on Google, on the free side of Google, I went back 5 generations.
Google has a genealogy?
No, just on different websites, like for free. And I could go back 5 generations, and I've actually discovered a pretty astonishing fact, which you may be in the same boat as me. I don't know. But I myself am only a 5th generation American. That would be my father's great grandfather. It was my great great grandfather was born in Baden, Germany in 1842. My great great grandfather.
Okay.
My great 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 grandfather, which would have been my dad's great great, he had 10 kids, mixtures of boys and girls. And I just, so as I'm looking back through this, and then like when my great great grandfather Carl, when he moved from Baden, Germany as a child, they went to Pigot. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Piggot, Pigot, Arkansas. And then that led me to go to that area of Arkansas and look up, like, just Google obituaries. and there's Masoners over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they branch out from there. I found some kid that was it was like you Google that area and just Google the word Masoner. And the first thing that came up was some kid in high school in Ozark, Missouri, that must be a pretty studly football player. And then I started reading articles about him, and I'm like, I just think that's cool as shit that even though it doesn't, not 500 years, but like 5 generations only spawns back to like 1883, 1842, you know what I mean? And shit like that. And if you think about it, yes, that is a long time, but it's not like forever ago. You know what I mean?
It's really ironic that you're bringing this up. So we've hit on this on the show a little bit.
That's what I mean. We've had just a little bit, but
I'm shooting off here. So my grandma always told me that her grandpa or great grandpa was an Indian.
Yes.
So same grandma has always been, like forever, been interested in genealogy. And she just 2 years ago gave me her full genealogy report that she did for both sides of the Smoker family. She's a Whigs, and both sides of her family, nothing about an Indian in there. And that's had me going down the path. There's a website called Family Search that you can do for free. And I just did it this week, and I sent my sister a video. But the Smoker family is very well documented because of, so the Smokers came from the Smuckers, and the Smuckers came from the Schmuckers in
that's the
Switzerland.
website I was on.
So I started tracing the Smoker family back because I had some downtime for shits and giggles. And no joke, I had to pick one branch because it kind of get down to like 5, and it was just at BC times. And somebody's done enough that it goes all the way back to Adam and Eve.
No shit.
And I don't know how the hell that's possible, but
so
it breaks through. And I sent I sent a video to my sister. I was like, I went all the way back, literally. Somebody's tracked this all the way back to Adam and Eve. Not one Indian. But if it's Adam and Eve, I guess there's got to be.
So this website that I found on was on Find a Grave.
Yep.
Which is just another, like a Google thing.
Yep.
And it shows here that he was born February 7th of 1883 in Baden. How do you say this word? What's them?
Württemberg.
Is it like a sound?
I think.
So Württemberg, Germany. But he died in Boonville in 1962 at the age of 79.
So you guys are not been here long.
I know. That's what I'm getting at.
So it's crazy you talk about that. So Rhett, our youngest, is Rhett Mateus. And Mateus came from, and I think I've explained it before on the show, was the first Lindemann to come from Germany way back in the day. His name was John Mateus Lindemann, born May 29th, 1793 in Germany. Father was Klaus, very interesting.
German as shit.
Yeah.
I think they make combines now.
But
Klaus.
I think he was born Remskloch, Germany.
Yeah.
So then from John Mateus came Christian Frederick. From Christian Frederick, he died in Perry County, Indiana. So he was still born in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So they came over. And so when you think about it, Christopher would have been my grandpa's father. Yes. So when you talk about 4 or 5 generations, same thing.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured you had to be right in this same
But they
world.
all came. So if you go down to Perry County and Troy, so the Lindemann clan settled in Troy area. There's a lot of Lindemans buried in the soil there in Troy.
Heck
so
yeah.
look, and like, so this is even, I'm not going to show it on television. I'm not going to show it on the television machine. But this is the death certificate of my great-great-grandfather, Carl, from Warwick County in 1962. And it shows his father's name, Wilhelm, and his mother, Katrina Schneppner, they were born in... Schnepper. Yeah, they were born in this Baden, Germany. But my dad worked with a fella at the power plant that did the Ancestry.com and like paid money for it, to where like he could just look up random people. And he actually has the manifest or somehow some sort of photographic documentation of whenever Wilhelm and all of his squad landed at Ellis Island.
I'll be damned.
When they came over from Germany. And I don't know. I just, it's crazy to think this document right here this was made, he died in, this says September of 1962. The other one said February, but that could be a classic mix-up. But yeah.
7 months.
9.
Yeah, so February of 13th of 1960, or no, September 13th of 1962 is when my great-great-grandfather died, but he was born February 7th of 1883 at the age of 79. Birthplace or state of origin was Germany,
Okay.
and the state of death was USA.
Let me see your Google box.
But it said he was actually a citizen of the United States, so he obviously back then
Got the whole thing done.
gain your citizenship.
Dang. That is wild.
But I think the same thing too.
How in the hell?
See, and we had so what would have been my great grandpa, he dropped the second N off of our name. So we had 2 N's because that would have been the German spelling.
Yep.
But when they hated Germans here back in the early 20th century,
Oh, they tried.
you dropped that to be more Americanized.
Yeah.
So if you look up Lindemans, because like people will send like a picture of like Lindemann wines from Australia
Oh yeah.
or the Lindemann Framboise from Belgium, they drop the second N because it's less.
What about the
Germany.
lead? Weren't you related to the lead singer of Rammstein?
Oh,
Till
you're
Lindemann?
talking about cousin Till?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's way over there on the other branch. He never made it across the pond.
I just think it's freaking wild, man. That it's only like it's in the '60s when this dude died, and like this is my grandfather, my grandpa Bill. That was his grandpa,
Yeah.
you know, and he was born in 18 whatever, and died in the '60s when my grandpa was a little feller. So
Saw some things.
you would only think that my grandfather's great grandfather was Dutchy as hell. You would think
Yeah.
that he was, straight up, but they all moved. And then like there was a photo I found the other day of the Wilhelm. I don't think he made it long when he got over here, but then Carl and all of his siblings, which there were 10 of them.
Yeah.
So that's why when you see like the Masoners down here and there's other Warwick County Masoners, there's these Masoners.
They're way down on the.
Even though we are literally this close from the same root,
Yeah.
you don't know. I don't know. I've never met them. No
Yeah.
clue. But see, I haven't even started on my mom's side because my grandpa, my grandpa, he was a sibling of 10. So it's like they're the same way. Like it all started with 1 or 2, but then geez Louise, kaboom, you know what I mean? There's a bunch of them. I don't know. I just find that really neat. And I know I asked my dad, I said, "Do you have any idea what your great grandpa's name was?" No clue. Because they were already gone by the time my dad would have been old enough, to know what was going on. And then when I said it, I said his name was Carl, and he said, "Oh yeah, Carl and Elsie," and that's exactly who it was, And it's like, it's just funny that I triggered that his name, and then Dad already knew who
put it together. For
put it together. Yeah, I thought that's cool. That's cool.
Well, and so what would be my great grandpa? So he was one of 8, but then you look at like where they died. Troy, Indiana, 1938, 1948,
Yeah.
1942.
That's wild.
58, 43.
I know people
58.
that I went to school with that their own grandparents were so fresh off the boat that they only spoke German.
Now, Jenna's grandpa on her mom's side, I believe, still spoke German.
Yeah.
I think he was born here, but I think his
Right.
parents,
Yeah, these
like it was fresh enough that was still like a
lot of
normal
these
thing.
folks over here in St. Henry, a lot of them are recent enough to specifically have, like a lot of those St. Henry guys and girls that I graduated with, like they had grandparents that fluently and spoke German in the home.
Well, like, and it's amazing, like, why my great grandpa felt the need to drop the second N.
Yeah.
When today you look in this county,
Yeah.
and you have all these fests
Yeah.
that celebrate German heritage. It's
Yeah.
unreal.
It's just a different world now.
But I mean, I guess he wasn't. My
I thought I could
dad's
find it quick.
old Papa Frank's remembrance of him. He was dying in a nursing home when they went up and got him somewhere. I forget.
See, Justine's family on the Maxie side, she had a grandma. She had a great grandma that spoke German, but only when she, like, towards the end, like during dementia, like during that
the
time,
memory.
like she would just randomly start speaking German, and then that woman's mother, so it would have been Justine's great grandma, same thing, full ass German. Yeah, pretty wild.
Well, in the genealogy thing, it's
a really cool thing.
it's cool when you get into it. Kids don't appreciate it,
I know it, and I think,
but as you get older, you do.
it's never really struck me, but like, I don't know if this one, I don't know if it'll stick, or like, I don't know if it's an interest that I'll,
You just got the wild hair.
yeah, like, I don't know if it's something that I'll step into and really like, but, I think I'm going to try it. I don't know. I think you could probably spend a shit ton of money doing it. You know what I mean? With subscriptions and free and like passes.
And I've really been thinking about doing my sister already did it. Like, I'm already in there.
Yeah.
Like, I've been thinking about doing it, but I don't know if I really want to find out that I'm not Native American. 'Cause,
Hey, you can make your history whatever you want it to be.
I'll help you cut that stick up and throw it in this goddamn fire.
Jenna would beat both of us.
I know she would. Well, we could keep the head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
What you got, big guy?
Over the years, I got to be quite a connoisseur of soap. My personal preference was for Lux, but I found Palmolive had a nice, piquant after-dinner flavor. Heady, but with just a touch of mellow smoothness. So,
One of the best quotes of a movie history.
Smoke.
Name that movie.
Never heard it.
Christmas Story.
We watched it together.
So, the
Christmas Eve
1025
night.
tradition of late night.
I'm glad we got it. too,
yeah, I
but
told
it
you.
was, it was a nice.
Janelle goes, I texted you, and then, like, you responded back, and I saw the time, and she was like, "What time?" I was like, "It was about 3." when I finally-
Casey was in he was in dire straits, and I seen the bat signal in the clouds. Like, after I seen Santa kind of whiz across, and I knew that he would have been coming soon, so I thought, man, I better shit or get off the pot. I had to do some stuff to get ready, and then I seen the bat signal, and then I was like, I'll help out. He was in need.
So I just came in, and he was watching A Christmas Story, and the fridge was open, and probably about 8 bush lights later, I finally went up the hill.
Had
But
a nice conversation.
but it was that part of A Christmas Story where he's got the bar soap in his mouth, and then I was thinking about it, and so I've had it happen to me. But I can remember my mom, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap, boy. And it happened a couple times. I can remember it. But, like, it's just something from the movie that sparked that. And I was just wondering about, has it happened to you guys? Do you threaten your kids with it? Is it still a thing? I don't know.
I can honestly say, and now that I'm a grown adult, if I bring up like statute of limitations would eliminate my parents from any sort of persecution, like, this far gone.
Well, yeah, as long as it wasn't like, yeah, you should be good.
Okay. So, like, I just got my ass beat with a belt or
Yeah.
coat hanger or
Yeah.
Well,
extension cord.
It discipline. Yeah.
But, like, as far as the whole soap thing, I do believe my grandma Mary probably got me with that down at Standale, and I guarantee you it was probably a bar of it was probably Palmolive, or what was yellow? It was Palmolive was
Dial.
like
Dial.
yeah,
That's
Dial,
what I think.
probably Dial, and then because Palmolive in the movie was orange.
Yeah.
And then Dial was yellow, and then what? Do you remember the green?
It wouldn't be Irish Spring.
What was the chewy green? Come on,
What?
starts with an L. Come on, lava. lava soap that had the pumice grit in it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
my grandpa Bill was a big time lava guy.
Dad had it from working in the coal mine.
Well, sure, yeah, that grandpa.
That's how they used to scrub that way.
Wood glue and filler
Yeah.
and all that shit. Grandpa would scrub his hands. off.
You can still buy lava, can't you?
Oh yeah, I don't think that I was much of a mouth soaper, but I didn't really. I mean, I cussed. I can remember cussing and stuff, but like, I think because of the trade that my mother and father were both in.
Yeah.
And I guess I understood there was a time or place, you know what I mean? But like I don't think I ever Grandma Mary did not like it. And I can still remember to this day the first time I ever said the F word openly in front of her. And I was driving and I was telling it to a woman that was giving me grief over something. And my grandma overheard me say it. You know, but my grandma knew that my saying it was justifiable. I'll tell you about it on air. I don't want to out anybody, but off air, I mean. But I can't remember getting full blown soaped. Now, can you?
Yeah. I can remember Mom doing
Really?
it to it. Look at his smile over there. He's like, I never appreciated
I
the
don't
taste
really
of
want to bring this
Palmolive.
up.
I don't remember cussing that much, but I know I had my mouth washed out with soap, probably more for talking back than necessarily cussing.
I'll probably get called as soon as this comes out.
There
And my
was
mom's like, "You damn liar! How come you don't remember that?" I said, well, maybe the belt beatings stick out more than the other soap.
but I only remember a bar soap a couple times.
Oh no!
And
Yeah.
Did you have to like gel it in there and swish it around?
once Mom figured that out, like Dial, like the squirt soap,
Oh,
the yellows,
God!
like there's nothing you can do. Like,
No.
so that happened a few times, and that's pretty effective.
Do you know what I've done with my own children now? Vinegar. Like I took a bottle of apple cider vinegar or white vinegar and soak a rag in it. Like pour a little dab in a cup and then soak a rag in there and you put this sumbitch in your mouth. Or like a clean sock, but really tell them it's dirty with Ferdinand with vinegar on it.
Now,
don't know
statute
why I s-
limitations on you doesn't exist yet.
Well, that's not illegal. Those are
No.
both food grade things.
Yeah.
Socks?
Vinegar. Well, dogs eat socks.
Yeah. Well, Janelle fishes them out. Yeah, it is why, because I can remember it, and which is funny because on air I don't use very many F-bombs. Like Dave, you're probably a little bit less than me. We know Big Fella here has a propensity.
I struggle, but I
Which
think
is
there
funny.
again, I think it's a trade thing. I think you just think,
But in
yeah.
normal conversation, it happens all the time.
Oh,
Like it rolls off like normal vernacular for me.
Sure.
You know, like when we talk off air.
locker room talk,
And then like after,
you know, like grab them.
yeah, not quite that locker room talk. But like around Dad. But I can remember like the first time
Oh,
around
yeah.
Mom. I was probably in college and I let it fly, and I just kind of was like,
Oh,
and I tried not to around Mom, but you know, like shit, ass, damn, all those others.
what was George Carlin?
Comedian, what
The
is
13 words
Yeah.
you're not allowed to say on
Yeah,
TV.
yeah. It was the 13 words, and shout out to old Uncle Fish. To my early coal mining days,
Yeah.
when we took the ride around in the white wrapper, and we had to figure out what you could and couldn't say on the radio, and it was like, you know, whatever George Carlin said, shit, piss,
I don't remember.
that whole list, you know, and
he had a
stuff.
list.
And it's funny.
But it just the movie, and it goes to my second topic. We'll talk about, or not my second topic, but for Friday's show, just a little preview. But I just I had that trip down memory lane, and I can remember it a couple times, and I don't remember it being like gel, like your situation. I remember the bar going in your mouth,
Yeah, that was
sitting on the toilet, and Mom just
part of it. The bar being real big and like working on
And it
that
was a
gape
fresh-
as a child.
it
You
was
know,
a
your
fresh-
jaws are sore, your mouth's
Don't call it a
salivating.
gape.
Well, I mean that's what it's
it was a
called.
fresh bar too. It was
Oh,
never
of course.
one that had been used where
Because your mom's got enough common courtesy to not like have
Yeah.
everybody's hand funk jammed in
be
your
on it.
mouth.
Yeah, thank you, Mom.
Thank
bless
God
you.
they didn't have them God blessed Duke Cannon
Oh,
bars. You
shoot.
seen the size of them some bitches?
Well,
I got a new one of those for Christmas this
Duke Cannon.
Mhm. My mom
I-
got it for me. You know
I
what
will-
it's called?
What's that?
A lump of coal.
Oh, I got one yet.
Did you really?
Well, so what I do, this is
Buy the combo packs?
the honest to God's truth. I'll get them when they have like a big sale. So last year, Black Friday, I bought enough. Didn't spend very much because they have a lot of deals and discounts.
Yeah.
That it's lasted me a full year, but I got like 2 or 3 bars left. So I've missed the big sales for this year. But I love using Duke Cannon. It's a good product. If
Yeah.
they want to come on board, be more than happy to have them. But
Oh shit.
yeah, you
That'd be a
put that
sweet
Duke
sponsor.
Cannon bar
You ever
on there.
used Duke Cannon?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't imagine. And some of those Duke Cannon flavors,
Pretty salty.
well, the
I mean-
alcohol ones may not be bad.
No, but this one I think was I don't whatever the lump of coal flavor.
Like a charcoal.
Yeah, it's like full of mischievous and shenanigans.
Yeah.
Mischievous and shenanigans is what it says on the box.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So that's what I had. but,
Yeah, that's a rough time.
Good topic.
yeah. It is time, though, for a quick pause for the cause, brought to you by Love Excavating. This pause for the cause is brought to you by Love Excavating. Have big plans in 2025 for constructing a new home, a garage, or that shop you've always wanted? Is your potential build site less than ready for that building? Well, the good news is Love Excavating can handle it. Just earlier in December, Love Excavating was in action preparing a future home site just off Highway 64 by the Holland Junction. Love Excavating is your go-to when it comes to land clearing, site prep, and then any hauling that needs to be done. Trust the professionals with the experience at Love Excavating for your next building site. And we're back over to our buddy Smoke Dragon. Christmas Day babies. Bummer or blessing during those youthful years?
So, Mrs. Smoker, she had to work Christmas Eve. She was hoping to get off a little bit early because we always do Christmas Eve at her folks' house with the boys. So me and the boys went over 5 o'clock, I guess. She wasn't able to get there till 9. She was hoping to get off early, but couldn't because of how busy she was. Lots of pregnant ladies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently this neck of the woods, going to have lots of Christmas babies.
Yeah, the warden didn't get to where we were supposed to be till about 8:30, quarter till 9. Yeah.
Then we go to church on Sunday, after the kids open their presents. And our church at the end on Christmas Day, it's second or third year or something. But, we'll sing happy birthday to Jesus. And then the kids get cupcakes and everything,
Oh, Pastor Dan.
But it got me thinking about it, being a kid and birthday parties. And
It sucks.
I can only imagine that must be the worst birthday as a
sucks.
kid, because you're not going to get Christmas and a birthday.
No.
I mean, you might get them wrapped separate, but I bet if it was just Christmas and your birthday was in June.
Guarantee you.
Yeah. and
Mine
then-
was December 10th, and that's plenty close enough.
Oh, heck.
Well, that's like Retman's January 3rd.
Yeah.
So we
Tough.
bought, and then like we were going through it, and I was like, Rhett's got a lot. She's like, oh, that's birthday. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. But
Well,
yeah,
good for you for at least doing that, because I feel like most kids would be like, oh,
I had-
yeah, shit.
I had birthday parties. I can still remember birthday parties, having them at.
But how do you do that if it's on Christmas? You're not going to go to the skate
that's
on your
the tough part.
birthday.
Imagine your 21st
you always,
birthday.
You
Yeah,
always
you're
go-
never going to go out
Yeah.
anywhere
There
because
you're getting
everything's
hosed.
closed.
There
Yeah.
you're getting hosed. So, like me, when we would do our birthdays, the 10th is early enough to do
Yeah,
skate
nothing's
parties, stuff like
closed.
that. But
Nothing's
my
closed.
mom's a New Year's Eve baby.
Okay.
Or Christmas Eve, rather. Christmas Eve, December 24th was my mom's birthday.
Well, is your mother still alive?
Is. So every time we always do like a card and stuff on that day or a gift or whatever like that.
Right.
But then anymore, she's like, I don't give a damn. It's just another day, and then, but it's whatever.
But
But
up
like,
till 21, it's like a
pretty
Yeah,
big
it's
deal.
a big deal.
Yeah, pretty big deal.
It's funny you mentioned that. When we had Retman, so Janelle was induced, and I think we went down there the 2nd, and like the floor was empty,
You were probably back on
and the
second and a half because we were like, oh my God,
yeah,
you're here. Hey,
Yeah.
didn't you just have a kid 8 hours ago?
and the ladies
Dedication.
and the ladies were like, I was like, wow, it's like a ghost town, and she's like, yeah, everybody had their babies last week. And I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. She goes, yeah, most people's insurance. And we had the option. Janelle's OBGYN was like, hey, I'm not going to be in town, but if you want to have your baby in 2022,
Yeah, and
go ahead. And Janelle's like,
No.
well, we can't. I was like, Janelle, that lady
Yes.
is the one that knows your parts
yeah.
to where you're comfortable with.
She's
you don't
paved-
want a stranger down there.
Yeah.
I'm A-okay with us maxing out early.
She's paved the road. Let's let her be the first to drive.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
that's
mean?
and I. If you're a male out there and your significant other is having a baby and their OBGYN's not going to be available and they give you that option,
Oh my God.
don't be an idiot. Take the hit. Yeah, we didn't get the tax breaks. We didn't get, it would have been all paid for and we would have saved a little money, but your wife takes precedent.
Yeah, I definitely think it's and just birthday parties. If you're on Christmas Day, you got to go hang out with the aunts and uncles and cousins, and then all your buddies are doing the same thing. It's like, oh, hey, Mom, can I go to Mace's house for his birthday party? Sure, when is it? Christmas Day. Well,
I don't think
your cousins are coming in from
I don't
Washington.
think most parents. Let me rephrase this.
Depends if it falls on a weekend.
If your kids,
This year wouldn't have been a problem. It's a Wednesday.
I don't think there would be many parents in this world if their kid's birthday was on Christmas Day that they would throw the classroom party on Christmas Day. I believe they would probably wait for like the weekend before or the weekend after.
Yeah.
But I mean, still look at what's going on around here. Especially since Christmas was on a Wednesday this week, Christmas before and after. It's just a bummer. It seems like, oh man, yeah, here's your special day. Every year, no matter what day
Going
it
back to
falls
work on
on.
Thursday this week blew nuts.
It was tough.
Yeah, because it's like you come off that high, you come off a riding high off that Christmas thing,
Yep,
especially
yep.
I started feeling better and was
Well,
able to dabble.
I wasn't going to go to work. I was going to work from home. And my wife was like,
I can't do that.
oh, you're working, right? And I was like, didn't plan on it. She's like, well, the kids are going up to Mom's. I was like, oh, you taking them? She goes, no, you'd get them on your way to work. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I'm going to work on Thursday.
Well, I took the buggy over on Christmas Day to Uncle Paul and Aunt Jamie's east of here. And that was a pretty good time. And I told Jenna she had Wyatt driving her, and Uncle Paul's real good at keeping the margaritas mixed up for anybody that wants them. And Mrs. Smoker's a big margarita gal. So I come home, but I got an invite, even though it was Christmas Day, down to visit the neighbors down the road and their family Christmas. So I went down there to
Dave's
play
part of
golf.
the
I've had several
Did
friends.
you have a stocking down there, Dave?
I have had several
Well,
friends that have always been plus ones at my Christmas
the
too.
extended family. Like it
Hey,
was the big one.
You know, that was the morning brain teaser this morning.
What's that?
What's the number one most rude thing you can do? If you're like, what's the rudest thing you can do to a holiday host?
Bring an extra person.
Bring a friend without asking.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that was
yeah,
the number.
that's-
That was like the number one thing.
Oh, that'd be all. Yeah, that's a crazy thing
Can
to
you
plan
imagine
for.
that? Yeah.
But so I showed up down there, and then Jenna came over, and like I say, it was probably 7 when I got there. They were winding down, but I got home, got to bed at 10, full of holiday cheer, as it were. And for some dumbass reason, I woke up at like 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I was at work shortly after 5. Nobody was in the whole ass building until 6. And they're like, oh, I thought I'd be alone. I'm like, nope, not yet. And I'm just sitting in there going, what in the shit am I
I
doing?
texted him at like, or whenever we texted, I remember it was like 8 o'clock or something. He's like, yeah, should be finishing up here around 9. I've already got 8 hours in. Jesus Christ.
It is. It's funny because in private practice, everything like court wise kind of shuts down.
Yeah, we're not doing nothing till after the first of the
and
year.
then
type stuff.
it's one of those deals. Now I'm in a business that's 24/7, 365.
Probably one of your more busier times, really.
Slower actually.
Really?
Yeah. Well, Christmas Day, like the lead up to, and then after is busy. But like those 2 days,
I seen some photos of people.
we get a lot of foot traffic.
Some
up there to
wanderers,
see the lights.
some fellow wanderers up there at the casino on Christmas Day.
We love that. Get up there to the casino and pull the lever. If you don't like pulling the lever, you can push a button.
Cha-ching, baby.
Well, we don't like that.
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Christmas babies, they do kind of get hosed on like the quantity of presents.
Well, and
I'll buy
just
that.
being able to spend time with folks, because everybody, like, that's the time you want to be with your family. Everybody wants to see grandma and grandpa and cousins and
yeah,
uncles.
and you kind of just want to celebrate your birthday. Just
and I mean, who in the hell is going to say, you know what? I want to updo Jesus. Nobody's going to
it's
like
tough.
try to put their birthday over Jesus' birthday.
Wonder who his planner was.
Yeah. So that's just a damn shame, though. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's what I was wondering about this week.
Yeah, good. If we have any wonders that are Christmas
Christmas
Eve or
babies.
Christmas
Hey, happy
babies,
birthday, and thanks for your sacrifice.
yeah, not quite as big as the sacrifice of the birthday you share with the other
that's a
guy.
little bit of a faux pas.
He saved all humanity, but yeah, all right there. Hey, it is time now for the Merkley and Sons Choice Cut Questions of the Week for the fellas, brought to you by, that's right, Merkley and Sons.
Listen, January is all about making and likely breaking New Year's resolutions. One New Year's resolution that you won't break is making sure that Merkley & Sons is your family's official provider for quality cuts of meat and other products you need for your family in 2025. Merkley & Sons is right here in our backyard and is a family operation that you know and you trust. Make sure Merkley & Sons is a stop on the shopping list every time you're out getting the groceries. They are the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts for a reason.
Hey, some New Year's Eve themed questions since this is coming out on New Year's Day. What is your go-to New Year's Eve drink? Like some people do some specialty stuff, but
I'm a Bush Light, Natty Light guy.
What a freaking wet blanket. I used to really go after the gin and tonics, but man, I haven't had one of them in a coon's age. But I'd say probably I'm a more of a cocktail guy early.
yeah,
And then obviously champagne when the ball drops.
yeah, that's probably where I'm at. Stay up till midnight, or you a go to bed early guy?
I try to stay up till midnight.
Yeah, we stay up.
Me too. What's the best New Year's Eve party you've ever been to?
I don't know if I've got a best one. I'm sure there's probably one out there, but we've been fortunate the last few years to either I feel like 2 or 3 years ago we hosted one. You guys were able to come up.
Yeah.
Just any time where big extended, the neighborhood and extended neighborhood. That's what
We
I'm a big lots of people guy.
yeah, we did that one here one
Mhm.
time. That was fun. And then we hosted one that you guys came down to. You guys, I think you guys were busy, but I don't really know of any like real big humdingers, but probably more as my kids are getting older. They're usually pretty fun because we get to bust out like the sparkling grape juice and they get a big kick out of it.
Yep.
We play euchre and
Hell yeah.
eats lots of snackies and eat Tums like crazy because they're
Sounds
all
like maybe it needs to be a Wondering Dutchman.
spicy
Year's Eve
stuff and
maybe.
everything like that. But yeah, I don't know. Nothing really sticks
I would
out.
say the simple ones, like the
Yeah.
one you mentioned where we're
Yeah.
all together. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. We've done it a few times, like where we've gone out to eat with some folks, and then we've ended up at the Holland Legion. Like
Yeah, that-
nothing.
Last year I was on call, but Flood Road was playing down there, and we
Yeah.
were out at the Shirley's. That's what it was, and I ended up carting a whole bunch of folks down there to
I
watch.
think
the
maybe
band
Jenna
play
was working because I
Yeah.
stayed
with
local.
the boys. Yeah,
New Year's resolutions, yay or nay?
Nay.
no,
Yeah, I jokingly do it, but I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't commit.
Do you kiss the bride at midnight?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Now, just a little peck, or do you get aggressive with it?
Oh, just a little peck. The kids and who knows are around.
I go after it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're hoping.
Yeah,
There you go. Atta baby. What about favorite New Year's Day tradition?
Just sobering up normally.
cook cabbage, and usually I'll go over to Mom's and get cooked cabbage, and then she'll usually fix a pork butt in the Nesco. This is not a smoked pork butt.
Yeah, just
This is just like a
slow roasted.
like a roasted pork butt, and then shred that up with some Sweet Baby Ray's on it,
Mm-hmm.
like just your typical
Just simple.
old fashioned, simple run of the mill pulled pork, and
And you know why it's old fashioned? Because it's good.
yeah, it doesn't go wrong. And
Right.
cooked cabbage, that's usually it. I don't get down in the. We don't eat the black eyed peas.
So that is the biggest tradition is the New Year's Day meal. You got pork, cooked cabbage. We'll do the black-eyed peas, and then I make a warm kind of homemade German potato salad.
Oh my
Nice.
God! My brother said him and his buddy went to the Washington game the other week
Yeah,
and stopped at the chicken place.
yeah.
And he was like, I had the nastiest thing. Not that it was nasty because it's gross there, but like I just really did not like it. And I was like, oh, yeah, what was that? I couldn't imagine anything being bad there. And he's like, German potato salad. And I said, what? And he said, oh, yeah, it was hot. And then it was like vinegary and just, and I'm like, dude, I could eat a 5-gallon bucket of that shit.
Potatoes, boiled eggs that you slice up, onion that you kind of, not brown, I guess is the right word, but
maybe.
sauteed,
Yeah.
little vinegar, little mustard. It all kind of comes together. It's delicious.
Yeah.
One final one. What's one thing you want to leave behind in 2024 as you go into 2025?
Do you leave it behind because it's bad or because it's good?
Bad.
Oh,
Could be either way.
You know, I say it a lot, but I'd really like to try to get maybe a little skosh healthier. But I don't like New Year's resolutions because that's a fad thing. But
Most of them fail within the first.
I've been
30
trying
days.
to neck back the booze consumption
The-
frequency.
Never would have noticed.
Frequency.
Never
over the last
Never would have
year.
noticed.
Hey, if you'd have known Brazil Day,
Oh,
you would
yeah,
know
yeah,
that
yeah.
slowly over what is that you say about baseball?
Transitioning.
Get
No,
No,
I mean,
that's
still a
never
dude.
mind.
1% better or get a little better every day.
See, that's what I've been working
A
on.
little bit better every year.
I used to buy cases of wild turkey. Now I'm buying cases of beers.
And sweet fruit berry wine.
Oh yeah.
Big fella, what about you?
Yeah, I think I'd like to leave this like sack of shit mentality behind and kind of go into 2025 a little bit more aggressively. Like,
Well, it's that tea you're on.
yeah, it really is. Like, try to find some more motivation and things, and definitely drop some lbs. I'm fatter than I ever have been. Well, no, that's not true. I'm not as big as I once was, I guess I should say. But I'd like to start trending down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. That's just my point.
Mine is gonna be I do spend time with my children, but try to be more dedicated in spending time. Like, you know, shooting more hoops and playing pitch and catch more and taking Zoe out to play golf and doing some of those things. Not that I don't do them, but I don't do it enough.
More dad time than FaceTime.
Yeah, and I think that the big thing is I coach a lot of other people's kids to play pitch and catch, and Zoe and Ryan are at that age now where they can come to practice and not get killed from wandering. So hopefully a little bit more of that, doing that kind of stuff.
Hell yeah.
So, hey, there we go. It is time to go around the table one more time, and that is brought to you by, you've guessed it, Love Excavating.
If you have a driveway that is rock like Esquire's, you know this freeze, thaw, and rain is detrimental to the cause. You know who can help you fix your driveway? Love Excavating. Love Excavating can provide a plan to help redirect water flow down your driveway and put the proper drainage in to help it keep from water collecting. Love Excavating can also smooth out your driveway, haul in gravel that you so desperately need, and make sure that your driveway isn't one that people will complain about. Give them a call today. Your driveway, your spouse, and your guests will all thank you.
All right, big fella, final thoughts.
You know what? I'm glad you guys made it to the new year. If you're listening, you're here with us. Excited to see what this year's going to bring. You know, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of New Year's resolutions, but there's a whole bunch of people that probably thought they were going to see 2025 and didn't, so don't take the little things for granted. Enjoy the time with, you know, the friends and loved ones and the little things.
Big fella.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot in the days of Auld Lang Syne? That's all I got. Happy New Year.
Okay. So I got in my watch of It's a Wonderful Life. It happened to be Christmas night at midnight, but I watched. And Dave, kind of to your point, unfortunately, there's some people that didn't make it to Christmas, and there were some folks that it was their last Christmas. Something may happen in 2020. It could be I hope not. But really tried to enjoy the couple days there and maximize the time. New year doesn't necessarily need to be a new you. Don't set these lofty goals. Little small incremental changes. But I tell you what, excited for 2025. excited for what it's going to do for this podcast. I think we're riding a pretty good wave.
Hell yeah.
Got some things lined out. Going to put some money into some things. Started some emails today to kind of get working on some things for us on a product line for this spring on some things. So just kind of excited. For those that have been riding along since the beginning, thank you. We don't probably do enough. We didn't do the do enough of the thank yous because we just keep our heads down and keep working. But obviously, thank you to all those and let it rip.
Dutchman out.